Hello everybody, Lokimagics, another day, another video. But in this video today, I wanted to do a spotlight on the new fragment champion that just came out, and also kind of talk about the event in general. There's a lot of things I really didn't like about it, and I really don't know why they did it this way, but all that in the video. But first, let's give this new epic champion a fair review. First up is aesthetics. Now, aesthetically, this champion I think looks okay, right? He's just an average looking champion, but what really hurts him is that he is a reskin of this guy right here, a Coffin Smasher. So, you know, kind of takes away some value from him. But overall, I don't know. I guess if I have to pick one, I'll go with this color palette better. I like this one better. Plus, he has that fog breath effect, right? So I guess he's an epic champion. He should look a little bit better, right? But what does he do? What does this guy actually do for you? Let's talk about that. Alright, let's start off with his A1. Now his A1 attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing the good continuous heal buff on the champion for one turn if the hit is critical. So this A1 is pretty basic. It attacks one time, has a bonus of that continuous heal, so it's not bad. It's better than nothing, but it's very basic and it's not going to make or break this champion, but there is some use for it, right? It's always good to have something on your A1. Now this A2, however, attacks all enemies, which is very good, has a 30% chance of placing provoke debuff for 2 turns, can be booked up to 50%, and it's on a 4-turn cooldown. And by the way, yes, I did fully book this champion and did his masteries, but the thing about this A2 is that, you know, if it's at 50% provoke chance rate, I guess, and you're facing against 5 enemies, you know, you might provoke 3 of them or 2 of them or 4 of them, so it's very not reliable. So I don't like this A2 for that. I wish this was 100% chance, especially that it's a fragment champion, right? Like, can we get a little bit more? I mean, his A1 already is very subpar, so we got this A2 that's like mediocre, and it really doesn't make this champion, you know, stand out as much. But he does have one more thing going for him, and it's his passive. His passive, whenever the champion is attacked, heals all allies except for this champion by 20% of the damage received, hinting why his A1 has that continuous heal. That's how he gets his heals, I guess. And the passive here heals his teammates when he receives damage. Another thing about this is that when you provoke somebody, they use their A1, right? So they're not going to be hitting you that hard. So this heal is not going to be strong because of that provoke. Now, if the enemy decides to do like a whatever attack on him outside of their A1, those heals could be big. So the best way to look at this champion is that he does provide utility. He can help you out. However, he is not going to be your main healer. Trust me on that. But that's his skills. Let's talk about his masteries. Alright, when it comes to his masteries, I guess you do have some choices here, but definitely 100% go down the defensive tree, and you could pretty much copy and paste this. You just want to make sure he has his counter and he has fearsome presence because of that provoke. It's not at 100%, so this will give you an extra 5%. This will be my recommendation for this champion. But when it comes to the offensive side and the support side, you're going to have to base that off of where you're going to use him and how he's geared. The way I have mine geared out, I really didn't need anything from the support side. I mean, yes, he does have that continuous heal, but do you really want to use the support tree just to support that one continuous heal that he puts on himself, right? So I figured going over to the offensive side would be much better, because he does hit pretty hard since he only attacks like 1 or 2 times. So he probably has pretty good multipliers, and when you look at mine, you'll see that his crit damage is very low, but he still does pretty good in the video. So I'm pretty sure this dude hits pretty hard. So this is why I built him out this way with his masteries. Ultimately, the choice is yours. Now let's look at his artifact set. Alright, so here goes Bergoth's artifact sets. Now he is in pretty good gear, but hey guys, the reason why I did this is so I could really bring out his max potential for this video and for the showcasing of this video, right? So don't get too mad at me for putting on pretty good gear on him, because I really feel like this champion isn't for the whales, right? This champion is for new players. So just look at this review like, hey, this is what he could potentially do with pretty good gear. But you can see right here, he has a lot of HP. His attack base is very low, so I really wouldn't focus on him doing damage. He has pretty good defense. His speed is pretty good. Crit rate, decent. Crit damage is not that high, but I feel like this dude does hit pretty hard, like I said earlier. His resistance pretty decent, and his accuracy is pretty good for PvE content. Always remember, if you're going to use him in the arena, that actually needs to be a little bit higher, especially more toward in-game arena, right? But overall, the champion is good to go. He has good gear. His masteries are set. He's booked. Now, when it comes to his books, honestly, let's see. How many books does it take? It takes 10 books total to book this guy out. Do I recommend booking him? Honestly, not really, but that choice is also yours. Maybe this is the only epic champion you have and you really need to use them. In that case, sure, but let's check him out. Let's see what this guy actually does on the field. Here we go, Fire Knight's 20. Now Bergoth has a stronger affinity, so he was able to provoke everybody, which is really good, right? Because this team comp here is a little bit squishy, but because he's able to put that provoke up, it prevented, you know, the squishy champions from being attacked. Now you can see that his heals, I wouldn't say is that great. So that's one thing you have to remember about this champion. He is not going to be your main support healer at all. So definitely keep that in mind. That is why I have Caden in there to rest whoever falls, because people will die if you're using Bergoth as your main healer, because he just doesn't have what it takes to make that happen. He's definitely a support healer, and he's kind of okay at it. Like, I'm not trying to hate on this guy. Like, he definitely could help you get stuff done, especially if you're new to the game or a new account. It's just I don't really feel his presence there as much, so that's really the issue. But we're just gonna fast forward to the end just to show the boss fight. All right, we made it to the boss. Now, a few things to take in consideration is that this guy here, once you get to the boss, really loses a lot of value because his A1 attacks one time, puts continuous heal on himself, which is cool for him. And at the same time though, his A2 really becomes useless because it does attack all enemies one time, but that you cannot provoke bosses. And his passive does still heal. However, you can see cohort goes down. It is not enough to sustain a group, your team comp, right? You definitely need someone else in there to keep them alive or res them, and then you'll be good to go. So just keep that in consideration. We do take this boss down, so let's just get to that part. And the boss goes down. So you can see right here, we did get this done using pretty decent champions. Fellhound is really good. That reflect damage does so much for Fire Knight. And you can see Bergoth here did do pretty decent damage, even though he's not built for damage. So this guy can provide that utility for some, I will have to admit, at least that. But let's talk about some Spiders 20. All right, so we're at Spiders 20 using a pretty good team comp, I will have to say, right? We got Venus here putting up decreased defense and weaken. Bergoth could provoke the enemies. Same affinity as him, so he doesn't have any, I guess, disadvantages, but he doesn't provoke everyone, right? I think he provoked, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of 10, right? So that's not too bad. It definitely helps out. And you can see that everyone else here is doing their thing to take the spider down. So you could definitely use them for Spiders 20. But here's kind of the thing though. I feel like a lot of these champions are good in this game, especially if you have really good gear. And then if you pair them up with certain champions, you know, you could take a crappy champion and make them look good. So, you know, I'm not trying to hate on this champion, right? I just don't agree with the way he was introduced, which we'll get into. I'm just kind of trying to showcase that this guy does have potential and he's not complete garbage. It's just, why is he here is kind of my question, right? So, but I'm trying to do this fair by also showcasing he does have value and a reason to be here, but I just didn't like the way he was implemented. So we got to talk about some arena. Now arena's busted right now, so I don't know how much value you'll get from this, but let's try it out, right? So let's just take out Kurtaxia, I forgot what her name is. She's out of the picture. Cool, that's one down. Now we could provoke with Chris, but then that'll kind of take away from Bergoth. So let's hold out. Chris dies anyways. So let's see. Let's do some provoke. Cool. We were able to provoke 3 out of 3. So that's really nice, right? That definitely helped out. Buy us some time. Getting some decent heals. Not too much, but it's better than nothing from its passive. Let's take out Stagnite. And okay, he got pretty much knocked out. He's the HP base champion, so he's not really the toughest. But yeah, we're doing good here. So this was a easy win, and I don't know, like he helped out in the arena. I mean, especially if you're going against bots and stuff, of course this guy's gonna be good, right? Like arena is really messed up right now with all those bots. But let's try a different team. Let's go for this. Let's go for this guy right here. They have a lot of buffs, so let's put Madame Ceresen, and we should be good to go. So let's try this out, see how this works. So we're gonna boost, and we're gonna strip, and hopefully Bergoth goes. Nope, not yet. Let's just do an AoE attack. All right, they survived. Let's see how much we could provoke now with Bergoth. All right, we killed one and got one. So that's not too bad because we got Valkyrie, right? Because we don't want Valkyrie to put up all that counter and shield. So that's kind of cool. Bergoth came through in that aspect. Let's see what we could strip away. All right, we got a little bit, not too bad. Take down Duchess, because man, Duchess could be very annoying. Valkyrie still provokes, so we have time on her. Take out Valkyrie now because she's almost dead, might as well. So that's another one down. And then, you know, we could just auto this and take out Shiramani. So, you know, dude does have a use case. He's not bad. He's okay. He's not great. He's definitely not going to be meta. That's for sure. But, you know, trying to be fair, he does have potential, I guess. And now we have to talk about some cons. Now you can see here we are in Dragon 20 going against a weak affinity for him, and he only provoked 1 out of 5. So definitely keep that in mind. When you're going against weak affinity, that A2 really loses a lot of value. He still gets the job done. He still can provoke some, but not as good as other affinities, right? So definitely keep that in mind. And another thing to keep in mind here is that, look, you can see we got Doom Priest, we have Sky Touch, and Royal Guard goes down. And the purpose of this clip here is not to talk trash about Bergoth. It's just really to showcase that Doom Priest heals pretty good. Sky Touch Shaman heals pretty good, right? And I know a lot of people is going to say, well, I don't have Doom Priest, so I need this Bergoth fragment guy for my faction wars, which is true, right? He's probably going to help you out, but just remember his heals is not strong enough to sustain, and once someone goes down, it's game over. He can't revive, right? So I would personally rather invest in Doom Priest over Bergoth if you're only going for faction war type content with this champion. I mean, he will help you get through stuff, but at the end of the day, I guess faction wars is getting nerfed, so he might be more valuable as time goes on. And I don't want anyone to say, well, he might get buffed, because, you know, if you're selling this champion as a fragment champion now, he needs to be good now, not later, not buffed up, all that crap, right? So, you know, really the choice is yours. I'm just trying to show you footage that, hey, look, other champions could do what this guy could do, but a lot better. I would much rather have Doom Priest and a stable reviver than Bergoth. But that choice is definitely up to you. You have to decide what you want to do with this champion. I'm just providing you with information for you to, you know, make those decisions. All right, so now we are in Ice Golems 20, and we're running Bergoth as the only healer. And you can see, like, a lot of people went down. He's able to sustain himself for sure, right? So on that note, he's very reliable. And you can look, oh yeah, let's go back a little bit. All right, I'm not 100% sure here, but I think his passive is bugged. You can see Madden's passive proc, but he definitely got hit and nothing happened. And he's going to get hit here, and look, it procced. So I'm not sure what's going on with this dude's passive, but already broken out of the box, man. This dude is a very below average champion, and he's kind of bugged. So, man, Jesus Christ, right? What can you do? I don't know. Hopefully it's just a bug, they'll fix it. And here we go again, hoping that the player will fix something that they're releasing now. Alright, this video has been going on long enough, so let's just wrap this video up. But before I go, I just really want to express and point out why I don't like this event. Now, the thing about this champion is, I think most people could agree that he is a very below average champion. He's okay, and not every champion in this game needs to be meta super good. I understand that, but the thing I really don't like about this whole thing is that they gave us a very short window to get this champion, and the requirements are as bad as that legendary champion that we just had earlier from a fragment event, right? So let's think about it from that aspect. Wells will be able to get this champion because they got the resources, time, money, etc., and they really don't need this champion. So who was Polarium's target audience? Most likely newer players, right? Now, I know a lot of newer players probably don't know what's going on in this game, how they run things, so you know, they kind of fall victim to some of the cash grab mechanics built into this game, which I'm not even trying to say, you know, is bad. If this game wants to make money, they want to make money. That's not the problem. The problem is I just don't like how they just release champions to release champions. You know, what's going to happen is I got like over 200 shards. I know for a fact if I open these 200 shards, I'm probably going to end up pulling this champion. If I don't do it now, I eventually will. So people, especially newer players, right, they're going to go out there saying, oh man, I got to get this fragment champion now. It's a very short window. So they start spending all their money and they're going to get dupes of this guy. I guarantee you, you're going to pull this dude eventually down the road, and he's not even worth the trouble. Like, that money you spent trying to get him is just going to get canceled out and wasted because you're going to pull this guy eventually down the road. Trust me on that, you will. So overall, the way this thing was implemented, the reason why this champion's here, I just don't understand why we even have this event. I would much rather just not have these events, or if anything, they should have made them way easier to get, or made him a rare champion and made him easier to get, right? That would have been the honest and fair thing to do in this situation. But hey, I don't run things, I just make videos and just, you know, just I don't know, I don't even know. But regardless, I don't want to make this to a rant or a sad thing. Look, I gave this champion a fair shot. I like him, he's okay, but he's really not that great, and I'm just more mad about the way he was released, if anything. So hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from, and yeah, you know, definitely not trying to be negative, just pointing out a few things, right? That's all I'm doing. But regardless, like I said, it's the weekend, so you guys enjoy that, have fun, be safe, and yeah, catch you on next video. Thank you for stopping by, and if you haven't subscribed yet, come on, hook a guy up, right? I'm not even monetized, just doing this for fun. But subscriptions and likes, let me know if you guys actually like this video or this type of stuff. So definitely let me know, leave a comment, something. Regardless, take care, talk to you later, peace.